Dude, I am so ready for this goddamn vacation. My kids tonight. I don't know if it's
I
the
don't
fact
know.
that...
I'm still Robo Ryan.
Yeah, you are Robo Ryan.
I
We're going to
I
talk about that
can't.
in a second. I don't know if it's the
Yeah.
fact that I'm going to have an entire week on a beach with no screaming children at an adults-only resort in Mexico that is making every
Adults
little
only.
single thing my children do just that much more obnoxious. Or if it's
Oh
just
my
my children
god.
are being that much more obnoxious this week.
You're not going to like that hedonism place, are you?
No, I'm not going to like the freaky deaky nude orgy party place. I mean, me and my wife are pretty liberal, but we're not that liberal.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. No,
This isn't
no
my weird
judge
Austin
zone.
Powers trip. No, me and my wife are celebrating our 11th
Yeah.
anniversary.
Uh,
11th
as
year.
long as I don't find you on some weird HBO special
Oh
after
no.
dark,
Well, let's
then
hope not.
it's all good.
Don't worry, dude. I'd totally wear a mask. You wouldn't even know. Actually, you might know because it'd probably be like a Batman mask and be like, "That's Brian."
Yeah.
Brian,
Really, yeah. Like, where's Brian?
the
That's
only
him.
person, the only time that mask works to fool people is in Batman comics because everybody else sees your like eyes and your chin and the rest of your body
Yeah.
and knows
Yeah, it's
exactly who it
true.
is. Only in
Yeah.
comics does that work, Batman. Bruce, you should have an
Yes.
Iron Man suit. Why don't you have a Bat Iron Man suit? Really, let's be honest.
Or at least just have the mask just go like a couple
You know
more
what?
inches down.
Now that I think about that, how does that make any goddamn sense? You have Tony Stark, who tells the entire world who he is, has a full-faced mask. But Batman, who nobody can figure out his secret identity, he's got all those billion-dollar toys, and he looks, from here down, just like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But nobody can figure that.
Nobody'd ever thought to do, like let's
Facial
just
recognition.
try and profile this
How about
face.
facial recognition software through a computer?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Clark Kent would totally be known. He'd be outed quick.
Yeah.
Man, whatever. Anyway.
So, other than that, how's your week been going, Brian?
It's been busy, man. Trying to pack and get ready for a trip away from the children is very time consuming.
What, are you wearing just one pair of underwear?
No, dude. My clothes were packed. I was
Swim
packed and
trunk.
ready to go. I was packed and ready to go like by Tuesday. But we had to get the kids'
Yeah.
clothes washed. We had to get like all the insurance paperwork filled out. We had to like print out copies of the wills and the
Oh,
take
jeez.
care of my children and you have the permission to do this and whatever.
Wait. What do I get, you will? That's what I want to know.
It's a secret. If I tell you, you'll
What's-
try and kill me.
Ah,
What would you like,
is
Ryan?
everything?
You get
Is
all
ev-
of this right here. All of this. This
Okay,
is all you.
yeah. As long as I get the stuff on the shelf,
You get this.
that's fine. Yeah.
I have a special video that you will receive upon my death.
Oh, will it be like in VHS, and I have to like
Yes.
put it in
At the
VCR?
very end of it, it says, a phone will ring and it says, 7 days. And then you will join me in our afterlife super party. Whoop, whoop.
Awesome.
Oh, well, whatever. Let's see here. What episode are we on? We're on 70. We're on episode, what are we, 71?
71.
Wow.
Good sir.
Welcome, everybody, to the Geek Dad Report. The one show
Yeah.
dedicated, formulated, specially created into talking about me sunbathing probably in the nude on a beach in Mexico. And also giving you all the information you need to know about all the things happening in the pop culture, nerd, geek / movie entertainment industry this week.
Or as everyone else knows, just the normal stuff these days.
Yeah, pretty much all that shit you see on your Facebook feed. But you know what? We're going to bring it to you so you don't have to read all that obnoxious shit on your Facebook feed.
Yeah.
As always...
There's a lot of obnoxious shit that goes in between all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
So we just filter everything out.
Will you quit interrupting me? God. As always, I'm your hostess with the mostest, who right now is a lot wider than I'm going to be on our next show because I'm going to have a glorious tan. Probably not. I'm going to have like SPSF 10 billion. And I'm going to put it on my white pasty body here so I don't
Yes.
burn in the Caribbean. But anyway, I'm Brian West, and that is my lovely robo-voiced companion, Ryan Thomason.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
Yeah. And we are here to bring you episode 71 of the Geek Dad Report.
It's been a great 71 episodes, I'll tell you that.
We're getting close to 2 years, man. We're getting there.
I know.
You know what? All the people who said we wouldn't make it, joke's on you. Who cares how bad the show is? Who cares if we don't have anything to really good to talk about? We still are trugging along every week.
Yeah. That one guy that sent us that really mean email, we're going to show you.
That guy's a dick. We've got that email printed out, and we have it pasted above our
Yeah,
beds.
we're like,
and we read it every night.
slap it up on the
And
wall.
when me and Ryan get 107 Facebook, YouTube viewers, subscribers, we're going to be like, fuck you, dude. Joke's on you. Booyah.
Yeah.
And we're going to get Monopoly money, and we're just going to make it rain up on the Geek Dad Report set. Booyah.
That's pretty much just how we do it.
Yeah.
these days.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Also, we'd like to give a little technical note here. We do realize that Ryan still has a robo voice. We have been joking about it, but we have been behind the scenes really trying to figure out exactly what is wrong with either my or Ryan's computer.
Windows 10.
We do know what is wrong, but we cannot bash Windows because we're using Skype to make this show, and they could shut us down at any moment if we frown too heavily upon the Windows, the great Windows 10 platform. Hopefully, we will have our MacBooks, but we promise that we will get this resolved as soon as we can. But unfortunately, we still have a little bit of technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm gonna try getting a new mic. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
Because I am on vacation next week, we will not have a show next week. So Ryan's gonna take that time to try and figure out what is going on with his computer.
Yes, and maybe just start whole smashing stuff because I'm on my wits. I don't want to get into technical details. But
I am going to be doing, and I promise during next week to be doing everything I can to be taking my liver to the danger zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as I get a couple of drunk texts from you, then I'll
depends how good the Wi-Fi is, man. I don't got that Air Mexico plan on my beautiful Sprint network.
Well, you better have a free Wi-Fi if you're at the all adults place.
No, there's Wi-Fi at the hotel, so I will definitely send you some awesome. I'll do a video. I'm gonna do a video of me in a Speedo with like a boombox playing "The Boys Are Back in Town" right in front of like a bunch of drunk people trying to play beach volleyball. It's gonna be glorious.
Just find some beach volleyball.
You guys don't even know.
Start kicking.
It's gonna be so awesome.
Some German people's ass.
If you guys would like me to post drunk Mexico pictures on the Geek Dad Report Facebook page, please just tell me that you need me to do that. Just send me a tweet, a message, put it on our Facebook page, and I will do that. I will keep them all mostly PG-13-ish rated, but I will put them up there, and they will be amazing.
And I'll take pictures of myself fully clothed, sitting on my couch, like this.
Yeah, my pictures are probably mostly like, I will think they're really cool because I'm heavily drunk, and they will not be as cool as I think they are when I take them. But we shall see. Anyway, needless to say, that's the long way of saying, guys, not going to be a show next week. So if you miss us, just please rewatch one of our older episodes, or Ryan will post a few things to hopefully get you guys through the tough times.
Yes, I'll be keeping people updated. So,
but I will not be around, so if I do not answer your messages promptly, it's because I am not around. So there you go.
Yes.
All right. Well, should we dive into our Geek Dad moment of the week? Do you have anything, Ryan?
Yes. I'm on, what was it? A couple nights ago, for my son's birthday, I bought him the Star Wars trilogy, the episodes 1, 2, 3. And we finally got around to watching The Phantom Menace.
Nice.
And
that's known as the Other trilogy, by the way. It's not the Star Wars trilogy. That's the Other Star Wars trilogy.
And I think it's actually, you have to watch episodes 4, 5, 6, and then go to 1 through 3. So, I mean, like, my son he loved the fucking shit out of it. He liked Jar Jar.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he even said it. He's like, Darth Maul, and he's like, he's in the Clone Wars, and like, because he's been watching the Clone Wars show too.
Ooh.
I'm like, no, he's dead. I was like, no, he's dead.
Does he watch Rebels?
Dead. We're trying to find a way to. Because we didn't watch the first season.
Darth Maul is in season 2 of Rebels.
Shut your dirty whore mouth. So,
So good. You love my dirty little mouth. You
so
shut up.
yeah, we watched that, and he loved it. He was laughing. You know, he loved the pod racing and stuff. But I mean, they were really geared toward that age
Towards
group.
kids,
And I
yeah.
mean, that's what it was, at least for the Phantom Menace. Um, so that's my Geek Dad moment of the week. We got to watch Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and we'll probably watch the Clone Wars this weekend. So,
Nice.
yeah, there you go. What about you, other than packing for your luxurious adult vacation?
Well, my kids acted like it was Christmas when I gave them the brand new Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows movies that they are currently upstairs watching right now. So that's always cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. I had two little Geek Dad moment of the weeks. One for my youngest and one for my older daughter this week. So first, my oldest, we've been watching, trying to get caught up on Supergirl before season 2 starts. I believe in 2 weeks. But so we're halfway through. CW has been airing them all, so I've got them recorded. I actually think they're on Netflix now. I don't know why I keep recording them, but
Yeah.
yeah, but we so you may not get this. Anybody who's not heavily versed in Star Wars and DC lore may not understand what I'm about to say, but that is what makes this moment so cool. So me and Addison were watching For the Girl Who Has Everything. So basically, it's a play on a Superman story about this alien that takes a hold of Superman and puts you like in a coma, but it allows you to dream and it gives you your
Oh
heart's
yeah.
desire. Yeah, and
Okay.
so my daughter, we're watching it, and I knew what it was, but
Yeah.
I just
Well,
assumed
she's
that.
back on Krypton and stuff, right?
No, she's in National. I think it's National City is the city she's in, but she thinks she's back on Krypton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what.
yeah. So she thinks she's back on Krypton because that's her dream. Her family's still alive, and
Yeah.
Krypton has been destroyed. But so we're watching it, and my daughter, and so it shows the alien creature on Supergirl, and my daughter goes, "Daddy, that's the Black Mercy," and she goes. I look at her, and I'm like, "You know what Black Mercy is?" She goes, I go, "You know what Black Mercy is?" She's like, "Yeah, it was on an episode of the Justice League. It was awesome, except for it was hooked to Superman, and it was a totally different story. But Daddy, it's hooked on Supergirl. It's so cool." I'm like, "I love you. I'm so proud." I was so proud. Like,
Did you have like tears coming down your
dude,
face?
yeah,
Like,
pretty much because she's been watching Justice League on her spare time when she has her iPad not telling me. And so all the information she's been learning on that show, she is absorbing like a sponge. So we're watching these shows. Like, I'm going to let her watch the next season of Flash. She didn't watch Flash with me last year. She watched an episode here and there. But I'm going to let her watch it with me now because she's absorbing all these things that she's read because I bought her some some Justice League comics. She's been watching the Justice League cartoon, and she's been watching enough shows that she's starting to get versed in the DC lore, and she's remembering what it is, and it's pretty cool. For me, I'm just like, yeah, this is awesome.
she
Woohoo!
probably knows more than me at this point.
Yeah, she
Honestly.
just might. I'm telling you, Black Mercy is a deep cut, man. I mean, it's most people don't know what Black Mercy is. She was like,
I had to pause and go to Wiki while I was watching the episode to figure it out. So for her just to fucking know,
yeah, she was on it, man. I was like, holy smokes. Um,
and what about Charlie?
so Charlie. So Charlie, for her birthday, she recently celebrated her 4th birthday, and she one of the things I got her. So remember when we were at Leavenworth, and I got these bad
Yes.
boys right here. I got Wonder Woman. Actually, the wife got me Wonder Woman. I got Batman. At that super awesome, give them a shout out, even though they don't represent us at all. The Krampus Corner, which is the greatest name for a comic book store ever.
Yes. Leavenworth, Washington people. Go there.
Yeah, Leavenworth, go there. I plan on going back. Next time I'm there, I'm going to ask them for a tee. I'm going to see if they'll sell me a t-shirt, and I'll give them a shout out on the show. But
Yeah.
which we've already done, but I will give them official shout out on the show. So we were there, and she was looking at these little pops, and my daughter, who hasn't quite identified who her favorite superhero is yet, my oldest likes Wonder Woman. She sees this and goes, "Oh, Daddy, I got to get that. I want Supergirl." All right, cool. So when she leaves, I buy it for her. But what's cool is at that age, sometimes they say they like it because it looks cool and whatever. So
Yeah.
she opens up her presents, and she got like a new Amazon Fire, and she got other things. She throws them all to the ground when she sees this. And she goes, "You remembered. You got me Supergirl." and she opened it up, and she's like,
Yeah.
she's running through the house like, shh, and she's
said,
flying.
"This is only from Daddy."
Yeah,
It's not
and
from
she got her
anybody
hands on
else.
her hip, and she's pretending to be Supergirl. And after about 20 minutes or so, she comes over. She comes over and she looks at my pops here that I have on my little Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman here. And she goes, "Daddy, I want you to put my Supergirl up there." I go, "Are you sure you don't want it in your room?" She goes, "No, it belongs with the rest of the Justice League." And I was like, "That's my girl."
That's awesome. Now you just need to get a Flash Pop, Martian Man, or no, Cyborg.
Well,
Shit, they have everyone, don't they?
yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna. So I actually just sadly this last week I canceled my Loot Crate subscription because, well, you know, as much as I do like Loot Crate, a lot of the shirts don't always fit right, and a lot of the stuff I end up just getting rid of. I do like it as a service, and if they'd love to sponsor us, I'd be more than happy to give them a shout out because they do have some really cool stuff. But the $21, those cost about $9. So every month I could get 2 of those, or like I was on Macy's and I got this super awesome Deadpool shirt that I would be wearing tonight, but I'm taking it to Mexico. That was only like $7.99. So I figured, and it was really cool. So I figured for the amount of money I spend every month on Loot Crate, I could probably get my own individual items that my own Brian crate per se. You know, we're gonna start the Geek Dad crate.
There we go.
Idea, but I could get my own Geek Dad crate every month for about the same cost and get some pretty cool stuff. So I may be taking you up on your offer and your idea and getting more Justice League pops coming soon. So they are pretty They are pretty cool. I see why people collect them. But I don't want to give up on some of the big figures. Look at these guys back here. Look at that Stormtrooper. Hang on, picking his nose.
Yes.
I think Drunk Han Solo's back there.
This is how it starts, Brian. Next thing you know,
quiet.
you're
Drunk
gonna be
Han Solo.
on the
Dude,
street corner.
Harrison Ford is back there somewhere. I think he's sleeping. Do not wake him.
God, don't wake that asshole up.
All right. Well, the risk of waking up drunk Harrison Solo. Maybe we should just dive into Ninja News, Ryan.
Woo-hoo.
You know, in honor of the Ninja Turtles playing upstairs, I'm gonna sing it. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go, 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 go! Ninja, ninja, rap! Ninja, ninja, rap! Go, 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 go! Hua, hua! Ninja News time, Ryan. Double punch of knowledge. The fisting of information. Yeah. And what do you got for me?
The good old-fashioned Cobra Kai leg sweep
of
learning.
Yes! And I knocked over.
Oh my God!
Knocked over my microphone. I was so excited. Wow. Dude, my microphone got the fisting of knowledge.
It's a lot of fisting going on.
Never be the same. A lot of leakage around here. Not so hot in the streets. All right. Hang on. Hey, do something. Stall. I gotta get my news up.
I don't know why you're so excited. I wrote it down. So
Dan, you're a liar. What's news item number 1 then?
Oh, I didn't write down that shit. That's your job.
All right. First up in Ninja News this week, we're gonna talk about some Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, some grown-ass people in spandex. So actually now it's like iron suits.
Yeah. Well, I kind of have something to say about that. My son been watching Power Rangers, one of those, like SUV or something like that. I was gonna say SVU, but
Power Rangers SVU. Wow, it's got real. It's got real in the years since I've watched it.
But because there's like 20 of them on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, check it out. They're gonna be remaking a Power Rangers movie. And he goes, which one? Like, the originals. And he's like, okay. And so he's looking at it. He's like, Daddy, these kind of look like, because there's all the Zords that I put up on the Geek Dad Report Facebook. He goes, Daddy, these kind of look like Daddy Zords. And I was like, yeah, I think they are kind of making them a little more for adults now. And he's like, I don't like that.
Dude, the new
But I'm
Power
like,
Rangers
but
movie
I
looks
like it.
awesome. It looks like Iron Man crossed with Transformers.
Yeah,
I think
it
it's
looks.
badass.
I think the movie is going to be heavily geared toward our generation, and
Well,
I don't
and
think it's. I think it's good, like it'll be, it'll have kids will watch it because it's Power Rangers, but I think it's going to be more for the parents,
yeah.
which is now us, that are going to be taking our kids to the movies, so that we're like,
Well,
hey,
it's for the
Power
people with
Rangers are
money who
kind
are
of
going to
bad.
buy these kind of things. I'm gonna have a Zord back here. You know, we need to talk to Lionsgate and see if we can get some official merchandise because I need something for the show from Power Rangers. I'll even take a
Yes,
pink Power Ranger. I don't care. I'll put it back there. Yeah, whatever.
we'll put posters up.
Yeah. And if anybody doesn't know what Ryan's talking about with the new adult Zords, he posted on our Facebook page 5, I think, the new promotional posters that have the Power Rangers with their Zord. It doesn't show the entire thing, but it kind of gives you a profile of what it's going to look like, and I think they look pretty awesome, personally.
Yeah, they're kind of like the robots from Pacific Rim kind of
Yeah,
looking.
kind of it.
You know,
Yeah.
they're
I guess maybe less
so
Transformers, more Pacific Rim. I don't know. I think it looks really cool. I am actually very
yeah.
excited for the Power Rangers reboot. I will be taking my daughters whether they want to go or not. That is
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
Something else that I am very excited for is another movie released a poster this week, John Wick Chapter 2. First of all, I'd like to say that I love that they're calling it Chapter 2 because that means that there could be multiple chapters to this. It's not just a
Oh
sequel.
God,
Because I
how many?
love John Wick. John Wick was one of my favorite movies from last year that I did not expect to
You
love, and it
know,
was amazing.
it's the exact same thing for me. I I heard a lot of stuff about it. I was like, God, it's Keanu Reeves is kind of sometimes he can be hit or miss on his movie. Like he's still good,
Dude,
but the movie will suck.
I still remember. No,
But like,
I still remember
yeah,
last year. I get this text from Ryan that says, "Hey, I got the rep calling me, asking me if anybody wants to go see this new Keanu Reeves movie. Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "What Keanu Reeves movie?" He's like, "I don't know, John Wick something." So I look at the trailer. I'm like, that looks kind of cool. I like Keanu Reeves, but
yeah,
whatever. I was like, "Sure, I'll go." I left that movie theater. I'm like texting Ryan, like, "Oh my god, oh my god, this movie is absolutely amazing."
yeah.
It was one of my favorite movies of last year. It was so great. Was it last year or the year before? I don't remember. But I'm
It
very
was a
excited.
couple. I think it was 2 years.
Maybe it was 2 years ago.
Uh,
I'm so excited for the sequel. But that being said, they released a poster. It shows him getting like sized up with like a suit, and at the bottom
yeah,
it says like bulletproof or something like that. I don't care. All I know is the
I
director, Ryan. I don't know if I told you this. The director just came out today and said that John Wick 2 is going to have twice the action of the first movie, which I don't even know how that's possible.
it's like literally gonna be like no dialogue and just straight action the whole movie. 'Cause
That's like saying the next Dory movie or the next Finding Nemo movie is going to have twice the amount of fish. How is that even possible? There's already an ocean
yeah,
full of fish.
I I'm really excited for it, and have you seen like the picture of him like walking down the street like
With
in
his
his
giant pit
cockpit
bull?
with a giant, but he got like blood and stuff on him. He got like blood like on his face and like on his suit. He's just like walking the pit
So I
bull
hope
like
this movie, I hope John
yeah,
Wick 2 starts. I hope they go like way overboard. I hope it starts out with like some mafia warfare, obviously, because I mean, he's gonna
yeah,
kill bad people because this movie you only like it if he just kills bad people. So there's gonna be some new
yeah,
gang war, probably between like an Irish and like a Italian mafias or something, and they're gonna shoot each other, and a puppy shop is gonna get caught in the crossfire,
right,
and they're gonna kill all the puppies. And John Wick is gonna be like walking his dog, sitting at the park, and all of a sudden he's gonna see all the puppies die, and then he's gonna walk over there and he's gonna grab the dead puppies, and he's like, "No!" And then he just goes to his room with guns and just murders
I
everybody.
don't, you know what? I don't know if they really kill any dogs in this one because
You
I
have to
think
kill a dog in this
I
movie.
think it's something everyone's going to be like waiting for.
But if they kill a cat, no one will care.
Yeah, that's true. No one gives a fuck
So what
about
what other
cats.
animals would somebody
Like
care about if you killed? A dog?
a ferret.
Nobody cares about a ferret. They're a part of the weasel family. Nobody likes weasels.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I mean, what other animals would you care about? Birds? Birds are
Nothing.
stinky.
Nothing. Dogs.
A horse,
Dogs.
maybe?
Pure.
Maybe if they killed a horse?
I wouldn't even care.
How about a rhino? How about a lion? People get real
Okay.
mad when you kill lions.
Yeah, that's true.
So they,
Especially ones with names.
yeah, so they killed Simba.
Simba. Fucking Simba.
They killed Simba.
You had everything the light touches was yours. You fucked it up. Alright?
Yeah. Dude, that's
God
a
damn.
lot of responsibility. The light touches everything. I don't think Mufasa quite understood the laws of nature. That
He
movie is
understood the circle of
massively
life,
flawed.
right? Frank, he understood the circle of life. God damn.
I would really like to see a show where Neil deGrasse Tyson just basically Mystery Science Theory or 3000s like movies and just proves them all how stupid they are.
God, he's on the last. He just had a Nerdist podcast.
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
I
I
haven't
got
had
it
a
on my
chance to
phone.
listen
I've been
to it
training.
yet, but
I've been training a guy at work, so I'm way behind on my podcast, but I see it saved there. All right. Anyway, John
what's
Wick 2. I
next?
think it comes out
What's
March of next year, so it's getting close. And trust us, I'm definitely gonna see that shit.
Oh yeah, me too.
Something else I'm probably gonna see because it's starting to sound pretty awesome is the new Dark Tower movie with Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey. Yes. All right.
I want to drive around in my Lexus.
Dude, tell me those commercials don't seem like they're like he's a serial killer in those. He like lives alone. He's well dressed. He drives around in a car like in a dark places, just looking all creepy.
Sometimes he has dogs in it.
Yeah, I'm telling
And
you.
he's like
Serial
dogs.
Killer, Matthew McConaughey and Lincoln. Anyway, he will also be playing a serial killer in the Dark Tower movie, where apparently he's like some weird godlike creature who's hunting down Roland, the main character played by Idris Elba.
I gotta read the books.
I really want to read the books, but I think I'm just gonna watch the movies first and then read the books.
Yeah.
Every time I read the books first, I'm disappointed in the movie. So, but I find if you watch the movies first, then read the books, you can enjoy them just as much. But that's not what this story's about. The movie's being shot right now. I think it's coming out late next year. What we're going to talk about is the fact that forever there was the whole idea for the Dark Tower series was that there was going to make 2 or 3 movies, and in between these movies there was going to be a television show that fleshed out the universe. And so it was going to kind of carry on. So it was going to be 3 movies, 4 seasons of a show, and it was going to make this complete Dark Tower universe. A lot of people believe that was scrapped when Sony picked up the rights and started shooting these new movies, but apparently that's not the case. Apparently the TV show is a go, and they're going to be, let's see here, I wrote it down because I know faithful 50-member Phil will be fact-checking us on this. They're going to be adapting, the Dark Tower movie is also going to be adapting the Wizard and Glass book into a television show. Apparently this book, since me and Ryan do not know anything about the series...
Yeah, I don't know if it's like the same characters or not.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's not, because...
So if we're wrong on these facts, we apologize, but this is what I read. So apparently this is a prequel book that fills in the story of Roland as a youngster, kind of his journey to becoming the gunslinger in this realm. So, but apparently the Man in Black, who's the main antagonist in this, is also in these books, but because he's like a shape-shifting magic god, he could still be in this series, but maybe played by somebody else besides Matthew McConaughey. Because this series, there's Idris Elba could make an appearance in the series, but because it's a much younger Roland, the rumors are that they'll cast somebody else to play the role, which would make sense. I don't know if, not that Idris wouldn't want to do a television show, but he is a very busy man considering they want him to be in everything because he's awesome and he should be the next James Bond. I don't care what anybody else says.
Yes.
I would love to see
Daniel Craig.
Yeah. Anyway, but all I know is everything I'm hearing about this Dark Tower series, I'm kind of regretting that I haven't read the books yet because it sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's like 12 books.
There's a lot. Apparently the first few are really small, but they get really big as they go along. I don't know. Phil is offering.
That's what she said, Brian.
Yeah. Mexico. Whoop, whoop. Anyway. Phil's offered to let me read the books. One of these days I'll take him up on the offer, but that is shooting now, so no release date yet on that series or the movie. I think the movie comes out late next year, but no release date on the television series. They are still right now trying to find out who is going to air this. Apparently it's going to be a very dark show, kind of Game of Thrones style, so my guess is either a cable network or probably Netflix. I think is probably the contender. Everyone seems to think Netflix should air everything, so... We'll see. Something else that we're hoping gets aired is a Game of Thrones prequel series. George R. R. Martin was at the Emmys recently and talking about a prequel, or at least a spinoff of Game of Thrones, how that is a distinct possibility, and he's still in talks with HBO about it.
I'll take a young Robert Baratheon.
So you'd like to see Robert's Rebellion?
When he was in his prime, just fucking smashing.
Okay, so that actually leads me to the question I wanted to ask you. If this does actually happen, if Game of Thrones does continue in a prequel or a spinoff, which I believe is inevitable at this point, what would you like to see? So you like to see Robert's Rebellion?
I would like to see either Robert's Rebellion or when the first Targaryens came over, or even like Valeria, like before.
Okay, you were taking
like,
all the ideas, dude. Can I just? I guess I can't say anything because you just literally.
So,
I want to see.
or
I want to see the Doom happen. I want to see the end of the
yeah,
old. I want to see Valeria, the fall of Valeria, and basically the rise
yeah.
of the
Because
Targaryens.
there was from everything I've read, there's not been there's just like kind of mentions of stuff, but like and like what they were able to build and all and achieve, but
Hmm.
nothing in any kind of details. So that would be pretty cool.
Well, I think it'd be cool because it would be something massively different than what the show is now to an extent because it'd be much more magic. I think
Yeah.
much more, almost
Oh
Lord of
yeah,
the Rings.
a lot of fucking dragons.
Yeah, which probably means they couldn't do it because the budget would just be out of control.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I
Game
don't
of
know.
Thrones makes a
Plus
lot of
getting
money.
already out of control,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they
Anybody
seem
watch?
to be doing just
Have you
fine.
seen the Battle of the Bastards or the episode after that? The Winds of Winter, Lord in Heaven. Speaking of Game of Thrones, they also we were talking about the Emmys. They also picked up a few more Emmys this year, which puts their grand total of Emmys to 38, which is now the most Emmys by any primetime show in television history, beating out Frasier with 37. The most impressive part, though, is that Game of Thrones has only been on for 6 seasons, and it took Frasier 11 seasons to get to 37. So
Yeah, so we still got two.
got 2 more seasons left to beat the top dog, which is Saturday Night Live right now. In 41 years, they have 45 Emmys.
Well, Game of Thrones has an edge because they have like costume, and I don't think like
Yeah.
Frasier is gonna be winning like best costume in a
Well, and you got to figure
you know
too. I mean, the special effects they're winning. They're well, and the grand scale of the episodes are they're more like mini movies at this point. I believe Battle of
yeah
the Bastards won an Emmy for the episode, for the director, for the fighting. That episode 9, is what really took home most of the Emmys. They also did win Best Outstanding Drama Series, which, if you're watching the show, you're not really going
yeah
like, I can't believe they won. But
yeah
unfortunately, Kit Harington was
that's
edged
the
out for
only
Best Supporting Actor.
yeah, that's the only episode I've watched like 2 or 3 times now
I need to watch it again.
because it's
It's
just
so
so
good.
good. Especially when they get to the fight where they start like
My favorite part of that episode.
watch like having everybody in.
My favorite part of that episode is when Kit Harington, when Jon Snow tries to get to his brother, and they shoot him, and he just says, "Fuck it," and he's like, "I'm dying today, and I don't give a shit," and he runs like, and they're trying to kill him, and they can't. And then when they finally get his horse, obviously,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, anybody who hasn't watched it, if you're not watching Game of Thrones, fuck you, this is your fault.
Yeah, fuck
Anyway,
you. That's exactly.
when after they kill his horse and he pulls out his sword, he throws the scabbard down. He's like, "All right, I'm taking everybody out." And right
Yeah.
before they get to him, because he's like, "I'm gonna die," and all of us are sitting here going, "They're not gonna really kill him again, are they?" Like his whole army comes like side swipes all the horses. Dude, such a
So
good
good.
episode. Oh,
And,
now I do have
and
to
the
watch
first
it.
time you're watching, like, all right, he's dead here. Okay, no.
dead here.
Okay, now he's
I
gonna
did
die.
not see the
Okay.
King of the North
Nope,
coming.
now he's gonna die.
I was not
Nope.
thrilled with him being named King of the North because that never ends well. Anyway,
Yes.
moving on. Let's see here. Something that didn't end well was the franchise idea for Spawn back in 1997. Anybody who saw that pile of shit knows that the best thing about that movie was the soundtrack.
Yes, that's crazy. I was just gonna say that. That was
Yeah.
the only thing I remember, honestly,
Dude, they
was
had
that
Crystal Method
soundtrack.
on that, man. That was a great soundtrack.
Man, I was fucking rocking it.
You know how many movies from the 90s had better soundtracks than movies? A lot.
A lot because the '90s was a good time to be alive.
Yeah, if you like music, but not if you like comic book movies.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, Todd McFarlane. The reason why I bring up Spawn is Todd McFarlane was recently on one of I don't know, Kevin Smith's 32 podcasts and awesome shows that he does. And they had Todd McFarlane on. He was saying they were asking about Spawn, and he's kind of hinted that there's going to be a new Spawn movie. And he said that no, they're an active production on this. Well, I guess not production, but they are moving forward with the Spawn project. He's putting the finishing touches on his script. He said right now it's about 180 pages. He wants to get down to about 130. He said this Spawn movie would be massively different than the last Spawn movie. It's not going to feature a hero in tights, kind of like Batman, but supernatural Batman, which is kind of what the 97 Spawn was. This one's going to be much more. Spawn is going to be a boogeyman. He compared this movie to Jaws, where you don't even see Spawn that much, but he has a presence and a feeling of terror throughout the entire movie. And when he does make an appearance, it's going to be epic. So,
sounds fun to me.
You know what? This character is such a hard character to do. I'm not. It must have been very difficult to try and make this back in the day because it's such an almost impossible character to really do justice on the screen. There's so many special effects that have to be done. There's so much supernatural stuff.
Well, did you justice on it and to make it sellable to a broad public?
He's a demon from hell.
You have a lot of like niche people, really small group of people that really love it, but you want to be able to make a lot of money off it and be able to do like another, movie or two. I mean, you gotta appeal to a huge public, and like you just said, it's a dude from fucking hell. And he's fucking
it's a guy.
scary
So
as
anybody
shit.
not familiar with Spawn, a guy dies, sells his soul to Satan so he could come back and be with his wife. But the devil, shocker, spoiler alert,
soul to Satan so he can lead Satan's army.
No. He doesn't know that at the time. He sells his soul to Satan so he can go back and be with his wife. So he sends him back to Earth 2 years later. His wife is now married to his best friend. The only body that he can make for himself is a white dude because Al Simmons is a black man and his wife is a black lady. So he can only appear to his wife as a white blonde guy. It's this total like ultimate slap in the face. And he and he finds out that he's now one of the generals. He's a hell spawn, which is the name Spawn. His job is to lead Satan's armies or whatever. I forget the devil's name in the comics, but his armies against the forces of the angels and God, and a war for Earth. And the crazy part is he's got massive power, but every time he uses his power, he has a limited battery. Every time he uses his power, he loses how much he has, and when he reaches zero, his soul goes to hell. So it's a very dark property. It's a scary, violent property. So I actually really like the idea of using him as almost like a horror, making the movie almost like a horror movie genre where he's kind of the boogeyman. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, it sounds like a way better use of the character, honestly.
Plus, it might be easier to get done. Maybe less money, cost to make the movie.
Yeah.
If
you can have like 2 or 3 scenes where like there's costume doing all the fancy shit.
The cape. You need the cape just coming out everywhere, which is I love Spawn. I'm a big Spawn fan. I will say this: if Todd McFarlane goes to the studio and says, "Listen, I got this idea for a Spawn movie. It's $60 million is all I need," he's probably going to get that pushed through very quickly. He comes and says, "I need $200 million." They're going to say, "How about no?"
Yeah.
Which is why I think he's rethinking this as a kind of a different type property. But anyway, more as we hear about it. No release date yet on Spawn. It's all in pre-production right now. He's still, like I said, we're finishing the script. But it does sound promising that this is finally going to happen, which would make me very excited because it is a great comic book. Well, at least it used to be. I haven't read it in a while. Something else that looks pretty awesome is the new Passengers trailer. The Chris Pratt, Star-Lord / Katniss Everdeen. I don't know. What's her name? Jennifer Lawrence movie.
Jennifer Lawrence.
So if you haven't checked out the trailer, we got it on the Facebook page. Basically, think I don't know. The premise is it's a colonizing mission where everybody goes like I don't know what in 10 years or something they said into space to go find a planet. They wake up early. They're the only 2 passengers still awake, and they kind of fall in love, and then weird shit happens. So I don't know. It looks like a really cool sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it looks like it could be interesting. So
the only thing I don't like that faithful 50 member Evil Chris brought up is that it's being released a week after Rogue One. What's that all about?
Because everyone could be all about space movies.
Yeah, but everyone's gonna be all about Rogue One, not like, which is stupid.
Yeah,
I want to see it's Chris Pratt, man. I'll go see anything.
It'll be interesting to see what Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence can do against a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, that's true. If those two can drum up some serious money, man. I mean, those two are about the hottest male and female actors right now.
Yeah, so if they can put a dent into Rogue One,
Well,
Cash money.
Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, has already come out and said that they do not expect Rogue One to make the Force Awakens money. That is not their that is not their
Okay.
expectations, which
They
it should not be.
they know what's coming.
Rogue One's going to make $1 billion. Let's not all kid ourselves, but it's not going to make two and
Yeah.
a half billion dollars.
Yeah.
So let's see here. What
What
else we
else?
got?
Didn't Disney have some other news this
Disney
week?
does have some other news. We were going to say that till later, but we can do it now.
Alright.
Disney, also known as ABC, well, this is not what Ryan was talking about, but are developing a Magnum PI show. Hey.
Woohoo.
Nothing else about that. They're doing it. Who knows? Who gives a
Yeah.
shit? But what Ryan wanted to talk about is Bob Iger recently also dropped the news that him and Kevin Feige have been talking, and that right now Marvel is in the stages. They are currently mapping out the next 10 years of Marvel movies. So
And-
anybody who thought Marvel movies were going away, or they didn't know what was going to happen, or after the Infinity Wars, who knows what's going to happen? Well, I'll tell you who knows, Kevin Feige, because he's mapping the shit out
Yes.
for 10 years. So we figure what? That's 3 movies a year for the next 10 years. So that is 30 Marvel movies they are mapping out currently or right now.
What do you think is the saturation point? Because I'm feeling like I could be getting to it pretty soon, honestly.
I don't know if there's a saturation point. I will say that Marvel is doing a really good job. Okay, well, let me rephrase that. I think Marvel's doing a really good job of switching their genres up. So they first started out with the basics, then they kind of went to the humorous thing. So they've done a lot of comedy. Now they're kind of moving to the occult with, with Doctor Strange, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit, the Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Black Panther, from everything I've heard about Black Panther, this is going to be a very, it's a movie that has a lot of issues that are very relevant to our times now. So it sounds like this is going to be much more. A lot of people are talking this could be the first Marvel movie that really has some serious Oscar consideration with the Black Panther. So I think, Spider-Man's going to a younger generation, kind of a high school, John Hughes type genre. So I think as long as these movies keep changing the way that they are, that's why I know a lot of people didn't like the DC movies because they were dark, but I like the fact that they were something different. I think as long as we keep getting new ideas that are different, that give us something that we haven't seen before, I don't think it's going to ever quite go away. Now, as far as are these going to continue to be making $2-3 billion a year, I don't know. I do think there's a point where people say, okay, we've seen this, enough of this. We don't need to, especially I think the fact that we're getting 7, 8, 9 comic book movies a year from the various studios, I think that hurts it more than than Marvel releasing 2 movies a year. I think Marvel releasing 2, DC releasing 2, Fox releasing 2. I think that hurts more than anything because you have so many, they become less important. You can just watch them when they come out on video. I do think things like Netflix branching out, I do think the fact that they have these continual shows coming out, so we have different ways of receiving this other than just having to go see it in a movie theater. I think that's important, but I do think these are here to stay because these are, whether or not comic books, we have been loving these kind of characters since back in the Greek days. I mean, what do you think? What do you think Hercules was and Zeus? Those are comic book characters.
What are you
Odin,
going to do
Thor.
when they recast Iron Man? Or they recast Captain America?
I will only be okay with Iron Man if they recast
What if they get to
Doom.
that point?
They gotta bring Doom into the Marvel MCU because I love Doom. I don't know, I know Riri Williams is about to make her debut in the Marvel universe in the comic books. She's gonna be the new Iron Man. I think if at some point they're going to have to recast these characters, and I'm okay with that. But I do think Marvel has enough characters that you don't need to recast them for quite a while. In fact, you might be able to bring back, Bobby Downs Jr. for just 20 minutes.
He's like 70 years old.
Dude, I mean, honestly, for the next 10 years, think about it this way. For the next 10 years, you could bring him back just for Avengers movies for 20 minutes worth of footage that's spaced throughout the entire movie, and it seems like he's in the entire movie. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of life left in these movies as long as they keep changing them up and making them different. Changing the genres, giving us something we haven't seen. If they try and do what Bryan Singer's doing with X-Men, there's a reason why nobody cared about X-Men Apocalypse because it's exactly the same goddamn X-Men movie we've seen 5 times in a row.
Yes.
But
okay, I understand what you're saying. I just don't know if it has that kind of longevity, honestly.
I do, because if
But
you look at all
I
the
guess we'll
classic
see.
tropes, if you look at all the classic movie tropes, westerns, any of these things, they're all really just comic book characters. Maybe they don't have
Well,
superpowers, but they're all just the same person. Captain America is the same guy. He's been her. He's, this classic larger than life character who does the right thing, or whatever. I mean, that's those types of stereotypes have been around forever.
well,
They're
you
not
bring
going
up a
away.
good point. You bring up a good point when you said westerns,
Hmm.
because look at westerns making a comeback now. I mean, we got the shit Fantastic Seven, or
Magnificent
no,
Seven. Well, yeah,
Magnificent Seven. That's coming out tomorrow.
dude, westerns are
And
superhero movies, but with guns and horses. That's all those
yeah,
are.
so I mean, I guess if westerns can stick around for as long as they have, means I'm not saying superhero movies are going to like go away, but I'm thinking that they'll definitely like taper down.
Yeah, no, that I agree with. I honestly think we need to get back to a point where we're getting 3 or 4 comic book movies a year instead of 9 or 10.
Mhm.
But everybody's making their own universes, so that's going to be a little ways before that happens. And Suicide Squad, which a lot of people hated, still made like $900 million. They're going to keep
Mhm.
coming, so I'm excited. I
Yep.
like it. I like the movies. I'll keep watching. As
Yes.
long as they're good, who cares? Winter Soldier and Civil War were amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm looking
Very
forward to
true.
Wonder Woman and the Infinity Wars, and going to be awesome. Anyway, moving on. We've kind of blown past our time. We wanted to make this a shorter show than normal, so I will
That's
blow
just
through.
not physically possible with us, Brian.
No, it is possible. We pretty much covered all the long-winded stuff, so we're going to blow through. I'll blow through the quick stuff, the other stuff pretty
Okay.
fast. Mark
I'll keep my
Wahlberg and
mouth shut.
LeBron James have signed on to do a fantasy basketball movie called Ballers. Whatever.
No,
Yeah, he doesn't
no,
care. LeBron James apparently replaced Kevin Hart, which I actually recently
no.
watched Trainwreck. LeBron James was pretty funny in that movie. If you haven't watched Trainwreck, check it out. Amy Schumer. She's hilarious. Let's see here. The Magicians. If you have not watched The Magicians yet on SyFy Channel, now is a great time to get caught up. They are releasing the unedited version, season 1 of The Magicians on their SyFy.com and on their SyFy app, SyFy Channel app. You can get on iPad or iTunes or probably Google Play. Check it out. It is one of my favorite shows from last year, and I'm going to rewatch all 13 episodes because unedited. Wow, this show is almost Game of Thrones level as far as its violence and shocking, like, holy shit
Uh,
moments. I'm telling
I
you,
still gotta watch that.
the first, I won't lie, the first 4 episodes are a little rough trying to get used to some of the characters in the universe, but once it gets going, it is so good. I will watch that,
Yeah.
but it's currently available, like I said, unedited right now on the
I'll
SyFy
I'll
channel.
take your word on it.
It's good. Watch it. SyFy.com or the SyFy app. Watch it on your iPad. That's what I did. Let's see. CW. Something else you can watch on your iPad. They're releasing an app. Basically, they're making their own Hulu for CW. Basically, here's what's going on. They've decided, and it's people who are mad because they pay for Hulu, because they got suckered into paying for Hulu.
Yeah, fucking who? That
You
was the
should be
only
flipping
shit
yourself
that I
off because that
fucking
was just
watched on.
a dumb idea. CW has decided that recently they came out and said that the biggest problem that they found that people have with watching their shows is that they don't have an entry point, or they get 2 or 3 episodes behind and they don't want to start. So they have dedicated themselves to making it easier to get their content, which I applaud, because nowadays people make it harder to get their content, and it just makes you angry. So what CW has done is, first of all, they brokered a deal with Netflix, so 1 week after the final episodes air of a season, you will get the entire season of said CW show on Netflix. So if you miss, let's say you forgot the first 3 episodes of the 100, wait for it wait for the next 10 weeks to be over. 1 week later, boom, the whole season is going to be on Netflix. Great way to do things. But CW is taking it one step further. They're saying, listen, we get it. Maybe you didn't know the show was on. Maybe you missed the first couple of weeks. Maybe you were in Mexico playing beach volleyball, playing The Boys Are Back in Town in a Speedo. Maybe that happened and you missed an episode of, say, The Flash. We don't want to hold that against you, and we don't want to force you to pay $3.99 on iTunes or $2.99. Tell you what we're going to do. We have an app that you can watch. You don't even need a cable provider. You can watch up to 5 of the most recent episodes for free. That is what CW is doing on their app. Pretty cool.
With 16 minutes of commercial breaks in
Probably true.
between.
Small price to pay. I still think it's pretty awesome that they're doing it. Don't be a dick because you paid for Hulu. Who does that? Nobody. Ryan Tomlinson. That's who does. that.
I don't have it on.
I can't even talk to you right now. You
Hey,
know who else can't talk right now?
I've
Turner,
broke
because
my
they're broke.
shield.
Turner Broadcasting, TNT. You know why Turner? You know why they're broke? Because they paid $250 million for the rights to play the reruns of Star Wars on their show. So, like, you know, when Christmas happens, now instead of a Christmas Story on loop, we're gonna get like Empire Strikes Back on a loop.
Is that really bad?
No, that's
Right.
way better than Ralphie in a goddamn bunny outfit.
You know, I have to watch that movie at least once around
Dude,
Christmas.
I
But
just found out there was a sequel to that.
what?
Did you know there's a sequel to that?
Like a shitty one?
Dude, so I,
Was
you
that
know,
none of
those
the same
stupid like
people?
articles, like you read an article and you're like, it was a good article, and the very end is like 10 actresses that look awful, and you just like, all right, I'm gonna look at it. You don't want to, but you get suckered into it, and then you have like 32 ads, and you have to click the little arrow, and it takes you to the next part of the article that I
And
fucking
your
hate.
phone starts like doing weird shit.
Yeah, you know, I fall into those every now and then. And I fucking regret it every time, but I still do it because I'm a sucker. But
Yes.
but anyway, I watched one. It's like 10 sequels that you didn't know actually happened. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I clicked on it. Yeah, they made a sequel to the Christmas Story. It's called A Summer Story.
I'm guessing a dad and mom. I like to understand people. Right?
Yeah, they recasted Ralphie and his brother, but I don't care. I gotta watch it one of these days. They brought the bullies back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I need to watch it just to watch it, like to say that I did.
Yeah.
I think it's called A Summer
Maybe we can
Story.
save it for if we can find it for a crap or
Oh,
craptastic.
fantastic. Hey, if anybody from the Faithful 50 has seen this movie, please let us know if we should watch
Yeah.
this for crap or craptastic.
Let us know where you can find it.
All right, moving on. Let's see. What do we got left? Oh, we only have one thing left. Lastly, Kevin Hart just released on his Instagram account a picture of the new Jumanji sequel reboot, and the internet immediately melted down, and
Yes.
bras were burnt, people were killed, and cable connectors were snapped in half. Karen Gillian, who's playing, I don't know what her exact name is, but right now they're referring to her as the girl, wears
Karen
a
Gillian?
Tomb Raider outfit.
Karen Gillian.
What did I say? Gilliam? All right, Gillian. Sorry, Karen Gillian,
Yeah.
also known as Nebula on the Guardians of the Galaxy. She is playing. She looks like Lara Croft in Tomb Raider, and the feminists apparently decided that was their rally call and brought up the pitchforks, and half the internet burnt. It burnt to the
Yeah.
ground. They were very angry.
Even,
Needless
and
to
she,
say.
even after she said there's a specific reason why it looks like she's wearing child's clothing, but once you know what the plot is, then it'll make some sense.
We posted on
still,
our
the
Facebook
internet
page.
just
Check out the
proved their
picture. I also posted on my Twitter account where it got a lot of activity. You know, we don't have 1 million followers on Twitter. We have our fair share. So I know when I post something and immediately starts just blowing up, it's a hot topic. I did not know it was a hot topic, but I was like, oh, that's a cool picture. I'm going to post it. And
Yeah.
so
I was honestly offended that Dwayne Johnson wasn't wearing less shirts.
if you haven't seen the picture, check it out. From everything I've heard, I was going to write down the names and I forgot to write them down, but all the names of the main characters, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, and Dwayne Johnson, their names are all like ridiculous names, like Beef the Body Beefcake Pathfinder, and they're all like these ridiculous action, genre names, and
Yeah.
like
90s, it's
Yeah,
supposed to have like a 90s heavy feeling
this
to it.
this very much seems like a parody, and kind of from what I've heard from The Rock and from Karen Gillan, when they were like, listen, her costume has a point to this movie, and that's why she is so skimpily dressed. I feel like people really overreacted to this one. I mean, is she wearing something skimpy? Yes, her belly's showing. But if she was wearing a full shirt, I don't think anybody would have said anything. It's not like she's wearing a tube top and a thong with heels in the jungle. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's definitely showing skin, and but like she's dressed like Tomb Raider is what she's dressed like, honestly.
Yeah. Let's wait until we see the plot, people, before you
Yeah,
start fucking losing your shit.
Hey, listen, me and Ryan are two old white guys, so we are not going to sit here and tell you what you should or how you should or shouldn't feel. But I feel like this one isn't that big of a deal. I feel like maybe we should take a breath, wait and see what this is about. The Rock has always been very pro women in his movies. He's always had some very strong females in his movies. He seems like a guy who, he loves his mom, he loves his daughter, he loves all the female co-stars.
There is shit that's been happening for the last week and a half in the fucking real world
There are
that
people
you should really be flipping your shit about.
that I have been actively
Go
talking to people about. But yes, the Karen Gillian in a half and a belly shirt is not the end of the world. I feel like let's wait and see before we decide that this is what we're going to decide to wave our flags about and put our feet in the ground and say no more. You shall not pass. Anyway, I'm excited for Jumanji. Maybe it won't be good, but who cares? I like that they're taking a different approach to it. So
I'm gonna call it now. They're kids that got turned into adults in Jumanji.
inside the game, yeah, that'd be cool. Kind of Robin Williams. I do like that they said this is a
It'll
sequel.
be like a reverse.
I like that they said this is a sequel. That this fits into the Jumanji universe that Robin Williams did. I like that much better than a complete reboot. I kind of wish we talked about. I kind of wish Ghostbusters had actually done that, where these were the Ghostbusters were the daughters or nieces of some of the original Ghostbusters. I think that would have been a really cool way to do it. So I do like that Jumanji's trying to fit into the original Jumanji world. I know a lot of people don't even know the movie or have seen it. I love it. My recommendation this week is if you have not seen Jumanji, just watch it.
In the 90s and you never saw Jumanji growing up in the 90s, you fucking missed out on life.
I even like the pseudo sequels, the Thura, man. That was a fun movie too.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was written by the same author.
My kids like it.
That's a good movie. But watch Jumanji. Great movie.
Yes.
And I think the sequel reboot will be fun too. So anyway, all right, moving on. So me and Ryan don't have a lot of content tonight for you guys, mainly because, like I said, I have been, and by not a lot, I mean zero content because, like I said earlier, I've been packing all week getting ready for my vacation. So we're going to do Faithful 50. We got a couple of other things to say, and then we're going to cut this a little bit shorter than normal, which is for the best. So, all right, moving on. Faithful 50 questions. We got a bunch. I kind of enjoyed it tonight. This is when the Faithful 50 all start like talking to each other and then just going on side conversations.
And don't be afraid to do that shit, people. We want everyone to talk, even if you think someone's a fucking blowhard.
We want the Faithful 50 to love each other too. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, you can love each other, but just like family, you can give each other a hard time sometimes.
You know what? We're like a Fast and Furious movie. We're like family. This is a family. The Geek Dad Report is a family, everybody. And you are all me and Ryan's glorious children.
Yes.
Even Jenny from Philadelphia, which is kind of weird.
Yes. No.
All right, speaking of Jenny from Philadelphia, she leads off the show tonight with the first question. She wants to know what our favorite political TV show is. House of Cards, West Wing, Veep, Scandal. What's your favorite?
I'm going to say...
Tell you what, while you're thinking about it, I'm going to say Game of Thrones because that is the only show I've ever seen that even has any political drama. I've never seen any of these shows.
What? You ever watch House of Cards?
I thought that was a movie about magicians.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm going to say we just started watching West Wing for the first time. And we just finished the first season. And for a show that came out 15 years ago, it still has a lot of relevancy, which is kind of scary. That essentially nothing changed since the late 90s. So, yeah, that's been kind of freaking me out, honestly. Like, a lot of the news stories that they're making up is, like, almost the same shit that's still happening right now.
Really?
So,
I've heard that show is amazing. Isn't that written by Sorkin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorkin.
Actually, I think only the first 3 or 4 seasons are. So when you're watching it, if all of a sudden there's a massive drop-off in quality, that's what left. Thank
you, Jenny.
All right, so you think West Wing is? Like I said, I'm going to say Game of Thrones because that's the most, like, politically... I would say, you know what show I do like that has a lot of political intrigue is Marco Polo. There's a whole lot of political stuff in the Mongolian house of Kublai Khan, so...
Yeah, I'm on like episode 3 of the second season. So
season 2 isn't as strong as season 1, but it's still a pretty good show.
Yes.
Wait till you find out about the traitor's son, why he became a traitor. That show will ruin you. It's a good show. All right. Let's see here. We got a question from Phil, but we'll save that one for last here. Brian. Brian from Washington. He wants to know, do we prefer to watch our favorite shows live and follow along on social media, or just watch on DVR later?
DVR.
So I would love to watch them live and follow on social media like during the commercial breaks, but to be honest, Brian, I know, is a father. Ryan and me are both fathers. It is really hard as a parent to watch your shows live anymore. I don't know how now I understand why our parents never watch shows.
I think Game of Thrones and some of the shows that we watched
Walking
this
Dead.
week, yeah. But like on commercial breaks, I'm too busy like running to take a piss. Like I don't check the social media and see what people because I don't really
Well, I think
honestly
what he's
give a
talking
fuck.
about is I know, like Agents of Shield last night, all the when it aired, all the stars were answering questions and stuff and live tweeting during the show.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now
See,
with the live tweets. The downside is a lot of that happens on the East Coast.
yeah.
So
See, I don't pay attention to live tweeting like when people are. I'm too busy watching the show. Like I don't have time to be like, oh, what are the stars saying? What they feel about themselves being in this scene right here.
Well, okay. Personally, I would rather
Uh,
watch the show live. Honestly, I would love to get to a point where we have an app like on our television where it pops up so you can read it and maybe interact while you're watching the show or during the commercial breaks, which I think would be cool. I do like the DVR access just because it allows me to keep all my shows until the kids go to bed and then I have a chance to
yeah,
watch them. But I would prefer to watch live a few shows. A couple shows like Arrow, I
yeah,
can watch 2 or 3 episodes later once I've built them up. But
yeah. I like to binge. Like I like to try and like for. I think there's a good mix. There are some shows that you have to watch live, and there's some shows that you have to watch in like 2 or 3 episodes,
yeah, that's probably true.
like
Well, the only shows I
straight
watch
shot.
live are Game of Thrones, Flash, and Walking Dead. That is
Yep,
literally it.
that's
And Mr.
exactly
Robot
mine.
occasionally if I have
Oh,
time. Vikings. I do try and watch Vikings immediately, but
oh,
we'll see.
Vikings
Which comes back
coming
soon.
soon.
Ragnarok.
Arrgh.
All right, thanks for your question, Brian. Moving on. Josh from Virginia. He wants to know, is it too early to get super stoked for Rogue One and or should he get his opening day costume ready now? I say, no, it's not too early, and yes, you should get your costume ready now.
I'm gonna say the opposite. No, don't get stoked yet,
You're a loser.
and don't buy a
Whatever.
costume.
You're one of those Trekkies. Nobody likes you. Go away. Don't you have like a photon torpedo to fire at something?
Yes, I do, actually.
And I got a photon torpedo to drop in a toilet later. Well, that. Yeah, I gotta send a
We need to
probe.
get
I gotta
the
send a
episode
probe.
out.
I gotta send a probe into my septic
All right,
tank.
moving on, good sir.
Don't
Moving
listen to him,
on.
Josh. Be very excited. Rogue One's gonna be awesome. And I totally think you should dress up as the main girl. That'd be awesome. What's her name? Felicity Jones. All right, and finally, Philip from Washington. He wants to know, what are our thoughts about Ghost Rider and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he wants to hear me talk more and recap of season 2 and 3.
All right, well, then I'll just go like this.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Ghost Rider in just a second, but we're going to talk about season 2 and 3. Season 2, I don't even remember what happened, so we're going to skip to season 3. Season 3 is when the Inhumans were... Actually, season 2 might have been when the Inhumans were teased, but season 3 is when the Inhumans finally made their way into the MCU. Basically, we all found out that Daisy, spoiler alert, is actually an Inhuman who becomes Quake. Yeah, shocker. She gets exposed to the Terrigen crystals, and... Actually, I take that back. So
That was in season 2.
in season 2, Coulson has these crazy dreams after he's brought back from Tahiti, and they find out that his crazy dreams are actually a blueprint for an Inhuman temple, which all leads us to an Inhuman temple where Daisy is exposed to the Terrigen crystals, aka the Terrigen mist, and she becomes an Inhuman known as Quake, who has the powers to create
And don't
earthquakes.
forget that Tulip was with her. Or
Tulip
wait,
was
not
with her
Tulip.
and became some weird, freaky lady, and then she died and went to Preacher. So,
Mhm.
anyway, season 3, they go more into depth in the Inhumans. There's also we found out her father is a psychopath named Mr. Hyde, who's pretty
Word
awesome.
comes back.
He's not an Inhuman, but he takes this weird serum, and if you're if you're a Marvel fan, you know who Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is. Let's see what else happens. I don't know. Season 3 wasn't the
Working,
greatest. Oh yeah, and then they find some weird world. They found these dimensions, and they find out that the original Inhuman was on this planet that they bring back, and Gemma goes to that
With
planet, and then she comes back, and her and the other guy hook up at the end of season 3, and everybody ends happily. No, lies. Yeah, they totally do that. The two science people that you never thought you cared about, yeah, they totally right there.
Yeah.
And then Ward comes back from the dead again because he dies at the end of the first part of season 3, but then he comes back for the back half of season 3 as Hydra, who ends up, you find out that the main Inhuman was actually, his name is Hydra, and that's who Hydra was actually worshiping, this Inhuman. And then, but he dies. Ward finally dies. They have a nuke on a ship, and he blows up in space. And Daisy gets so distraught that her boyfriend, who's the one who plants the nuke and drives Hydra into space, blows up, that she just decides to leave. And S.H.I.E.L.D. breaks up again, but then is reassembled by a new director. But Daisy goes on the run. That's how season 3 ends. So I know this is very coherent and you're following along completely. Season 4 starts out with Daisy on the run. And guess who she runs into on the run? Motherfucking Ghost Rider! Whoop, whoop. Yeah. What do I think of Ghost Rider? That motherfucker is one bad shut your mouth. He has a big car that's on fire, and he rips a dude's spine out like this. He's like, "Rah!" And he takes the guy's head, and then blood just everywhere.
And what did Daisy do?
Daisy was like, holy shit, there's a guy's head on fire, and he just blew up a guy's head, and then he pulled out his spine, and then she was like, I better get out of here because the cops show up, and there's dudes with spines hanging out and heads exploded. So she uses her awesome Daisy Quake powers, and she like on the ground and then flies up into the air and disappears. Pretty badass. But the show starts with her like naked getting on like her underwear. It's a little unnecessary, but also appreciated.
Well, I'm gonna watch that tonight.
It's a good show. I don't know, man. Sorry, I did not prepare for my season 2 and 3 recap. If you'd like to text me, Phil, I'd be more than happy to give you a more accurate description, or just go over to the wiki page and read it. Basically, I gave you, but honestly, though, to be truthful, I gave you all the really things you needed to know.
That was essentially all you needed to know to get caught up.
I feel like I actually, I feel like I did a good job. I feel like Wikipedia
You
should be
did.
my next.
I commend you.
Endeavor. All right. How do I feel about Ghost Rider? But we don't want to talk about the past. Let's talk about the present. Ghost Rider is amazing. He fits actually right in with the Netflix series, and to the point where I'm very disappointed that he doesn't have his own show already after one episode.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked at length that they
maybe
went
there's
with
a
the
spin-off.
Robbie Reyes version of Ghost Rider, who, we will, I actually know it last week I talked about it, but I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to give it a few more episodes, but I do promise that when we come back from our little break here, I will give a whole segment about Robbie Reyes and the new Ghost Rider, but they did not dive too much into it on the show, and I do not want to spoil it for anybody, so needless to say, there's some really cool stuff coming with this new Ghost Rider. But I thought they did a great job with the special effects. He looks like Ghost Rider. They captured the character perfectly. I'm very excited for his interaction with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That said, it does feel a little out of place with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have been dealing with Inhumans and non-supernatural characters. But this episode does introduce a lot of things that I do think are going to pay off in Doctor Strange. And you can kind of see where Marvel's starting to shift to this supernatural element of their universe. So I do think this is a pretty cool phase that they're going into, and I'm very excited for the future of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So.
Yeah, this should be fun.
It should be very fun. But I'd like to know what you guys thought about Ghost Rider. I don't know what else to say. We didn't see a ton of them, but we will definitely be diving in him later on another episode because I am very excited, and I do have feelings that this may be the character that can bridge some of the other shows together, maybe even the movies with the shows. We shall see. But
Which has been kind of hard for them to do.
Yeah,
so.
they've not found a way in yet, even with Daredevil. Hopefully, me and Ryan thought Luke Cage, and we will have a lot of thoughts on Luke Cage because the next time we air our show, will have seen at least part of the episodes of Luke Cage. So we will talk about Luke Cage on the next episode, along with Ghost Rider. But I do feel like this character, Ghost Rider, is one that could possibly bridge all these things together. I'm very excited. Let us know what you think about it and how you guys feel about Ghost Rider. But that is all we have tonight from the Faithful 50. So thank you, everybody, for submitting a question. And like I said, we will be gone next week, but the following week we'll be back up. And we will try and do some fun stuff on the Facebook page with you guys and interact, so hopefully you don't forget about us while we're gone.
So make sure you check us out on Facebook and watch Play Read on Twitter. You can find Brian on Brian West 53 in case you start tweeting from his vacation. And you can find me at Big Bruiser on Twitter. We're on PodHelp, Watch Play Read, and you can also download us audio only on iTunes. And please like us, subscribe, leave ratings, subscribe to us on YouTube. Tell your friends to subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm going to be making a big push on YouTube because I want to beat Utah Outcast. I want to get like one higher than them. They're our
They
sister
just hit
show.
100, and we're still trying to get 40, so we got a lot of catch up to do. We're
Yes,
helping. We're
so-
asking you guys. We never ask you guys for anything, so we're asking you guys to help us push this. That's what we're asking for.
Yes.
But that's about all we got. Do you have any little quick recommendations for everybody before we peace out for the night and the week?
I recommend that you try to watch as many of the new shows as possible.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to stick. And
I've heard the new Lethal Weapon show is good. I have it DVR'd. I'm going to watch it.
Yes.
Phil actually had a question he wanted to ask us, but we hadn't watched it yet. So I think Ryan, watch Lethal Weapon, and we'll talk so we can talk about it next time.
Yeah.
Fox.
So I've been watching, let's see, for the new shows, I watched Designated Survivor, and I watched This Is Us, and I watched the new season of Big Bang Theory. Designated Survivor, I'm going to give 2 more episodes until I talk about it. The same thing with This Is Us. Big Bang Theory, everyone knows that. So I'm trying to find some of the new shows that seem kind of interesting. So I'll probably talk more about them after about 3 episodes. That's my kind of cutoff.
All right.
point.
Well, I'm going to kind of follow suit with you, and I'm going to say give a few episodes, at least one new show a chance. I'm going to check out Lethal Weapon on Fox. I've heard good things about it, so I love the movies. It aired on Wednesday this week. I'm guessing you can probably get it on Fox.com right now. They're really trying to promote it, so check it out. Also, returning Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know a lot of people checked out after the first couple seasons. I think this might be the time to get back on board. They do a great job of just picking up where you don't need to know everything that's happened. You can just kind of enjoy it, and Ghost Rider is freaking amazing. Also, watch Luke Cage. It airs next weekend. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Or maybe this weekend. I don't even know. I think the 30th. That's next Friday.
I think it's the 30th.
Yeah, next Friday. Watch it. It's going to be awesome, everything I'm hearing about it. It might be one of the best Netflix Marvel shows so far. And Lucifer on Fox. Season 2 started on Monday. It is one of my favorite shows and has one of the best characters on television with Lucifer. I'm telling you, watch this show. You will not regret it. It is so much fun. It's great. Anyway. And,
Enjoy.
And watch Jumanji with Robin Williams. Rest in peace.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, you got anything else?
No, we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks, and stay tuned, bitches.
Yes. And also, keep an eye out for me and Speedo's. Going to be all over Twitter and Facebook.
Please don't.
Mexico, here I come, party time. That's a terrible raise the roof. That's like the really uncoordinated, I'm in a little teeny screen trying to raise the roof here. Whatever. Yeah. I'm gonna have fun.
If you're gonna do that, you need to go full Borat.
I might do that. Until then, you guys, we'll see you in a couple weeks, everybody. Stay awesome.
Rock on.